Hello and welcome into today's edition of the Arizona State Sun Devils Insider Podcast. My name is Kevin Hicks and I'm the lead beat writer for Arizona State Sun Devils on SI, and I am so grateful to be joining you on this beautiful Friday afternoon. We are just about 3 hours removed from Arizona State wrapping up week 3 of fall practice. Obviously, we'll truly conclude tomorrow evening with a scrimmage, but this is the last time this week that media was able to watch and film a good amount of practice. And we are now just over 2 weeks away from the season starting. As of the time of this recording getting out, we will be 2 weeks out from the college football season starting. And the 11th ranked Sun Devils are heading into the season with sky high expectations. The Sun Devils are expected to repeat as Big 12 champions. They are expected to have two of the best players in college football, if not more. And the 11th spot in the AP poll kind of validates that sentiment that they are expected to be every bit as good this year as they were last year, despite losing Cam Scatterboot, despite losing Shamari Simmons. They are locked and loaded to make another run this year, and from my observations, this team is absolutely ready for the start of the season. They will be in full swing from opening kickoff. I don't see a lot of rust, but let's get into the practice report today. That is really what I want to talk about. We'll see how long this goes on for, but I kind of want to relay everything that I have out in my practice report that just came out on Arizona State Sun Devils on SI roughly 40 minutes ago. So I wanted to start off with some general notes about what I observed at the beginning of practice. So when I entered the practice fields, there's always a sign out of scouts from different NFL teams that are in attendance. There were 6 NFL teams that had scouts out in Tempe this morning. They were from the Washington Commanders, the New York Giants, the New York Jets, the Indianapolis Colts, the Detroit Lions, and the Baltimore Ravens. And you can almost be assured that scouts will be at any place at any given time checking out players, since ASU has so many NFL level talents at different positions. But Jordan Tyson, Sam Levitt are obviously the crown jewels when it comes to potentially draftable players moving forward. Obviously, there's like a Clayton Smith, there's Keyshawn Elliott, there's potentially every single player on the offensive line. There's a lot of NFL talent to look at, and the scouts have obviously been focused on everybody, but obviously Tyson and Levitt are the two that stand above the rest. I did notice Zach Swanson was back in the position drills portion of practice. He has been out for the last several months because of a broken bone in his foot that he suffered in April, and he is finally back in different portions of practice. He might not start this season playing a whole lot, but he is making a return, and he will obviously be a huge depth piece in the 2025 season once he's back in full swing. The defensive line continues to look extremely explosive. I've been watching a lot of their drill parts of practice and skill development parts of practice. Elijah O'Neal, Clayton Smith, obviously both of them have gained weight. They still look the same level of explosive, but they've gotten stronger. Justin Watley lost 15 pounds, and he's still the same when it comes to his raw strength. He's possibly been the most outstanding player so far through fall practice on the defensive side of the ball. Prince Dorba looks like he is ready to get back into 2023 form when he recorded 6 sacks in the first 5 games of the season in 2023, I believe. I believe it was 6 sacks in the first 5 games of the season. Even CJ Fight coming in through the middle, we've kind of discussed that. That was something that both him and Dillingham discussed a few days ago earlier in the week during practices. I also did want to talk about Cameron Dyer. So obviously he is the prized 4-star recruit in the 2025 class from New Mexico. He's a 4-star recruit quarterback. He hasn't been able to participate in contact parts of practice due to a knee injury he suffered during last football season, but he is slowly but surely rounding into form. Coach Dillingham said he should be fully medically cleared in about a month, which was at the beginning of fall practice at the end of July. So he's a couple of weeks out, likely, from being fully cleared. And from everybody that I've talked to inside of the Arizona State media world, it is believed that Dyer probably has the inside track to be the Arizona State starting quarterback in 2026, assuming Sam Leavitt takes his talents to the NFL after this season. Jesus Gomez continues to make the kicking situation look easy in Tempe, especially compared to what it was last season. He did miss a 63-yarder, but that kick would have been good from 55 out, no problem. He continues to look very, very sharp. He has a strong leg, and he's generally pretty accurate. He's only really had one off day of practice based off of what I've seen so far. So the kicking situation could change the dynamic a lot for Kenny Dillingham. He could use the balance. He could really balance things out between being aggressive on fourth down and being just complacent with taking the points. That adds a different dynamic to Arizona State this season. Jeff Sims looked very, very sharp once again. He's impressed me a lot this offseason. It's pretty clear that he's made strides when it comes to layering passes, when it comes to putting touch on balls. He's still sharp in the short game. He's made some really impressive red zone throws. So Sun Devil fans should feel a lot better about him as the backup quarterback this season, in my opinion. Kamari Anderson continues to showcase a connection with Sam Leavitt. He made some impressive some impressive catches throughout practice. His most impressive catch was probably an over-the-shoulder fade that was thrown by Jeff Sims, but still Anderson made several catches in portions of practice when he was taking snaps with first team and Sam Leavitt. Jordan Tyson, he overcame a couple of drops in the early portions of the indoor part of practice. He was dominating the middle of the field in the short game, and then he made an incredible grab 50 to 60 yards out on a deep throw by Sam Leavitt. That was a touchdown, and Tyson is just a playmaker of all playmakers. What I saw can't do justice to how well he performed in practice on Friday. And Cameron Harpole deserves some recognition as well. He made several impressive grabs, and Kenny Dillingham has really stressed that he has been as impressive as anybody else in the tight end room. And the tight end room is shaping up to be more of like a early to mid 2000s type of room within Arizona State, similar to what was seen during the Dirk Carter era with the Zach Millers, the Todd Heaps, and all of those individuals. So ultimately, that is one of my takeaways. The tight end room is incredible. There is both depth and high-end talent with Shimon Mateer, potentially AJ Ia, but probably more so in the future when it comes to Ia. Raleek Brown was taking more snaps with the first team today. That is one of the takeaways I had as well. Does that mean something in terms of who has the upper hand in the Arizona State running back battle? I believe I've said this over the entirety of summer and going into fall, that I believe that the distribution between the three in terms of snap count and touches will be fairly even. I believe that possibly 1 week we'll see Kanye Udo in a matchup that better suits his skill set. Another week we'll potentially see Raleek Brown when it favors him more. I believe that the mixing and matching will make life a lot easier for Marcus Arroyo in terms of his creative touch. We know he's one of the best OCs in college football, and I believe that he really will get to show his proficiency when it comes to play calling, especially this season. And like I said, the team appears ready for the opening kickoff of the season even 2 weeks out, and that's never a bad thing. Arizona State fans should be absolutely ecstatic, absolutely, the anticipation should be off the charts for Sun Devil fans, and they should be expecting a great product this season. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Kevin Hicks, once again, lead beat writer for Arizona State Sun Devils on its eye, and thank you so much for tuning in today. I couldn't do it without you, and before we depart, please follow me on X/Twitter at KHicks_21 at the conclusion of this show, and I will see you tomorrow.